I was born in Panna Maria, Texas, which is a Polish community. My family moved to Bisbee when I was 1 year old, and I graduated from Bisbee High School, came to the University of Arizona, spent 3 years, needed a job badly. Was hired by the Tucson Police Department in February of 1958. I retired from the Tucson Police Department, the rank of major in charge of field operations. I came to the Pima County Sheriff's Department in 1977 as the chief deputy. In 1980, the sheriff found a job that paid more money and left, and I was appointed sheriff. And the people have been stuck with me now for 30 years. Well, I think the most important issue facing Pima County is not just Pima County. I think it's the entire country, and it's the economy. The fact of the matter is, we would anticipate that crime would go up when the economy is in bad shape, and the fact of the matter is, it's gone down. Our jail population has gone down. But the most serious problem we have is trying to stay afloat in a bad economy. Well, not just Tucson, but I think America has changed. And every year, crime rate increases up until the last 2 years. The society has become more violent. Drugs have become a more significant problem since they really started big time in the 1960s. And we still don't have the solution to that problem, and I don't know if we're ever going to have the solution to that problem. Until we can figure out a way to keep drugs off the streets, the kids are going to use them. And I don't think there's anything that government or us can do about it. Well, as I have said many times publicly, Arizona has become a state that unfortunately has way more than its share of hatred and bigotry. And I didn't really realize how substantial the problem was until I saw how much support Senate Bill 1070 got, not only from the people in this state, but from all over the country. And it's very, very disappointing to me, because I think that bill was born out of bigotry. It really has nothing at all to do with border security. Well, I'm not so sure that the majority of people are upset about it, and I find that disappointing. Let me say that the border security problem and illegal immigration is a very complicated issue, and people tend to simplify complicated problems because they don't understand them. So the average person feels, build a damn fence, keep them out. Well, that doesn't work. And every expert that I know in the field of illegal immigration says, until you reform immigration, you're never going to have a secure border, because you have to accommodate the needs of America, and you have to accommodate the needs of Mexico. And until you can do that with some reform on immigration, you're never going to have a secure border. So you have all these other issues like employment and babies coming over, mothers coming over here and giving birth to babies. And you have education, and you have social services and so forth that are all magnets. And ultimately, you need to deal with those magnets. But unless you have a secure border, you're wasting your time. And my feeling is that the majority of Americans don't want to reform the immigration system. They take a very simple minded approach to this, and that's just keep them out. Do whatever is necessary to secure that border, but do it. Well, it's not possible to do that without reforming the immigration system. And the minute anybody raises that issue of reforming the immigration system, the right wing is going to stand up and say, that's amnesty. We can't give them amnesty. And when they do that, all the politicians run and hide, and that's the end of it. So I don't really have any hope that we're going to have any substantial progress on securing the border completely. Well, it's a federal issue, totally. The state has no business trying to enforce or pass legislation on immigration issues. Well, I think that the nation perceives us as a very conservative, gunslinging state, the tombstone of America, and I think we deserve it. One time, the Pima County Sheriff was held hostage because he made a very stupid decision. Uh, there was a man holed up who happened to be a kind of a violent dope addict, and he had a number of kids, had beaten his wife violently and broken bones and so forth, and wouldn't allow us to arrest him because he was holding his own kids as hostage. And so he agreed to talk to the sheriff. And the sheriff stupidly went out believing that he could take this person into custody single-handedly. And unfortunately, the sheriff was blindsided and wound up being a hostage himself, and it was kind of stupid of me. Because I thought I could take him into custody. He agreed to talk to me, and so I went out assuming that I could overpower him, but when I got there, I was confronted by something that I didn't anticipate. He had put a table at the front door, and I couldn't get to him. And so I had to sit at the table, and he had a rifle, and before long I was in custody. Not really. This America, people can do what they want. You know what? I'm 75 years old, and I don't know how much longer I'll be on this planet, much less Sheriff of Pima County, and uh, there's not that much to know about me. So I don't know that they really need to know any more about me. I am who I am, and most of the people know my career, and that I have, I think, turned this organization into one of the more professional organizations in the country. We took this organization back in the late 70s when I first came down here, and it was an organization that had been very corrupt and incompetent, a lot of political hacks, and we've been hiring very good people for the last 30 years. And so now this organization is replete with, in my judgment, very competent people. And I think Pima County is lucky to have this organization like it is.